This is problem 14.3 from Brigham and Houston, Fundamentals of Financial Management, Concise 9th edition, and this has to do with stock repurchases. All right, Gamma Industries has net income of $3.8 million. Start writing down what I know. The net income is $3,800,000. And it has 1,490,000 shares of stock. The stock price today is $67, and they're talking about repurchasing shares of stock. The repurchase is expected to have no effect on net income, so let's label this before and after the repurchase. So net income's not going to change. The number of shares will change. There'll be 10% fewer. So you started with 1,490,000 minus 10% of those. So you will only have 1,341,000 afterwards. And the question is, what's it going to be the stock price? All right, so the repurchase is expected to have no effect on net income or the price earnings ratio. Okay, so I can do earnings per share, and that'd be 3.8 million in earnings, 1,490,000. So the earnings per share would be 255, and then the price earnings ratio, $67 price for 255 earning per share, and that'd be your PE ratio, 26 point blah blah blah. That's not going to change. All right. Well, the earnings per share is going to change. You're going to now have 3,800,000 divided among fewer shareholders, so the earnings per share goes up to 283. If the price earnings ratio stays the same, then the new price ought to be higher. That's given these assumptions. Now that's the trick with the price of the shares. May go up and it may go down, or it might just stay the same. That's a pretty strong assumption that the PE ratio stays the same, because they took all that money and just spent it on buying back shares of stock. That could actually increase the interest rate for the company, which would mean that their net income wouldn't have been as high. And it could also have increased the risk, which would mean that the share price would not go as high, so the price earnings ratio would be actually lower afterwards. So in practice, in the real world, a lot of stuff happens to that PE ratio, and sometimes the stock price goes up, but the stock price can also stay flat, and it could conceivably go down depending on how shareholders actually react. Given the information in this problem, though, net income does not change one iota. The PE ratio doesn't change one iota. The earnings per share is going to be higher because the same earnings are divided by fewer shares, and that would lead to the higher share price, and that's what a lot of companies are counting on, driving up the share price simply by buying back their shares of stock.